Don't hit my name with that.
That was Claw.
He's alive.
Wakanda will fall the way it rose with vibranium.
Can I come in now?
Hey guys, we have a visitor. Spider-Man's been fighting baddies in New York for like ever.
AIM's working on something big. Like chemical weapons big.
There is nowhere my power does not reach.
Avengers, assemble.
A new threat emerges in Wakanda that will test the strongest teams. So it's time to reassemble your friends and bring your A-game. Welcome to a special Marvel's Avengers War Table Deep Dive focusing on what's coming in our patch 2.2. Starting tomorrow, players on all platforms can venture into our first raid, Discordant Sound. Take on Claw in a brand new endgame Avengers Initiative adventure that will require coordination from your high-level strike team now more than ever. Also included in 2.2 are improvements across the game to systems like gear, cosmetics, and missions. PlayStation 4 and 5 players can also play SpiderMan fighting alongside the Avengers with your friends. Let's get started with a first look at Discordant Sound.
Hey there, I'm Phil Therian, Gameplay Director for Marvel's Avengers. The new raid Discordant Sound is endgame content designed to challenge the highest level strike teams and is unlike anything you've encountered before in the game. With that said, there are some mild spoilers for the War for Wakanda expansion ahead, so you have been warned. As you and your friends descend into the Great Mound, you'll face elite enemies and puzzles that will require serious coordination to progress. Our story picks up directly after the events of War for Wakanda. The newly appointed Queen Regent Shuri informs Black Panther and the Avengers of a grave new threat. Corrupted vibranium has infested the Great Mound and is beginning to spread through the Wakandan jungle, revealing that the sonic monster Claw has returned. Our heroes decide to enter the Great Mound only to find it swarming with Claw's forces and a large sonic barrier preventing anyone from getting inside. With the fate of their country hanging in the balance, Wakanda's greatest warriors must join forces with Earth's mightiest heroes to stop the Mammoth Claw from destroying Wakanda. Strike teams who brave the Great Mound's dangers will encounter all new threats never seen before in Marvel's Avengers. Teams will have to explore and solve cooperative puzzle rooms while defeating some of our most difficult encounters in an experience that will challenge both your mind and combat skills. You'll have to delve into the mound yourself to find all its secrets, but here's just a taste of what you can expect when we open the doors to the raid tomorrow.
In addition to bringing players our first ever raid, we're also making some major updates to the game systems. For the first time, Marvel's Avengers is raising the maximum power level that your heroes can achieve. Until now, heroes have maxed out at a power level of 150, but the changes coming in 2.2 will allow heroes to reach a new maximum of 175. There are a few ways to reach the new power level cap, but it won't be easy. You'll need dedication and persistence. Rewards from the Omega Level Threat Family Reunion and Discordant Sound weekly objectives can now be 10 levels higher, up to power level 150. As always, a fully boosted major artifact can grant you 10 extra levels. Once you've hit power level 160, you'll unlock the elite version of Discordant Sound, which rewards gear up to the new power level hard cap. Lastly, we're excited to say you no longer have to pick a single hero to gear up at a time, as the weekly objectives for the Omega Level Threat and Raid are now completable once per week with each hero. To help you max your characters as efficiently as possible, new weekly objectives for the Omega Level Threat Family Reunion and Discordant Sound will reward players with gear that will be guaranteed to be a higher power level until you hit the cap for those objectives. In addition to raising the power level cap, updates to the gear system are also on the way. Until now, gear has only been upgradable by 10 power levels. Starting tomorrow, our new system will allow you to upgrade any piece of gear that starts at power level 100 and epic rarity or higher an unlimited number of times until it reaches the power level cap. If you've been holding on to an underpowered piece of gear with the perfect rolls for your build, now you can ensure it stays usable as you make your way to the new max power level. We're also simplifying the way that you use resources to upgrade gear. Starting with 2.2, the only resources you'll need to upgrade a piece of gear are fragments, upgrade modules, and an unwanted higher level piece of gear. The cost to upgrade a piece of gear will increase the higher the target power level. Finally, we're introducing an exciting new way to collect and earn some of our coolest cosmetics with our brand new shipment system. Shipments will contain a randomized collection of cosmetics and resources that update on a rotating basis, with any duplicates of cosmetics you've already unlocked converted into fragments. You'll be able to buy shipments with earnable units or earn a free one every day through multiplayer play. There's no guesswork though. You'll be able to see everything in a shipment before you spend your hard-earned units on it. Best yet, opening enough shipments in a cycle will guarantee a top-tier reward. Check out our patch notes on the blog at playavengers.com for full details on these and other exciting changes. PlayStation players, assemble your team of Avengers. Spider-Man is joining your roster. Our team has been hard at work crafting an all-new hero event for Marvel's Avengers exclusively for PlayStation.
Can I come in now?
The high-flying wall crawler brings a completely new experience to the Avengers with an acrobatic combat style and a suite of new powers, making him a great way to see the entire Avengers initiative through a new mask. In the Spider-Man with Great Power Hero event, Peter Parker learns of a deadly plot and must partner with the Avengers to stop AIM from acquiring technology that could make their synthoid army unstoppable. Insistent on keeping his identity hidden, Spider-Man forms a tentative friendship with Miss Marvel and Black Widow while learning the new dynamic of working in a team. With a threat so grave that no superhero could face it alone, Spider-Man must team up with the Avengers to face his new challenge head-on. Our Peter Parker is in his early 20s. He's responsible to a fault, lighthearted but distant, and bears the burden of his double life as Spider-Man. A gifted chemical engineer, Peter is recruited for an internship with AIM alongside his smart and savvy classmate Liz Allen. However, Peter soon begins to suspect AIM of mistreating Inhumans, leading him to seek out the Avengers' help as Spider-Man. When his quest to expose AIM uncovers the involvement of Allen Chemical, Liz becomes Spider-Man's eyes and ears and finds her loyalty to her family tested. Jumping right into the With Great Power Hero event is simple, whether you've been playing since launch or you've just picked up the game. Click the option from the war table within the Avengers Initiative. You don't need to play through the original Reassemble campaign or any previous operations to unlock Spider-Man as a playable hero. You'll be able to take on new Spidey-specific challenges and earn Spider-Man-themed rewards to help you and your team in the fight. Spider-Man offers unique gameplay options that make him stand out from our other heroes, which you'll experience firsthand from the moment you pick up the controller and begin traversing biomes with his signature web slinging, wall running, and wall crawling. Core to Spider-Man's gameplay are his webs. Not only can he use them to swing and zip anywhere, but he uses them in combat to quickly reach enemies, maneuver enemies to his advantage, and to web up enemies. Spider-Man brings a unique status effect to the game with his web shooters. All of his web-based attacks build up a web status meter on enemies. Once the meter is full, enemies become webbed, immobilizing them and making them more vulnerable to attacks from all the Avengers. All of Spider-Man's ranged attacks and heroics build up web status, and his mastery tree and gear allow players to further customize the effects of the web status debuff. Combined with his ability to perform takedowns regularly, Spider-Man becomes an excellent support option for your team of heroes. The Spider Skirmish light combo is designed to build up stun damage and juggle enemies in the air. Pair it with his signature attack Take to the Sky to launch enemies up and continue the air combo. While on the wall, Predator Instincts gives you the ability to perform a powerful leaping punch that deals bonus impact damage. Evade an enemy attack while the Spider Sense warning is visible to activate defensive armor. Evade at the last second to perform a perfect evade, which leaves the enemy vulnerable to follow-up attacks. While dodging, use Think Fast to perform a low spinning kick that can trip enemies, making them easier to combo. or double fire to quickly build up web status on the enemy. Quick reflexes and web counter are stronger versions of these attacks and can be performed after a perfect evade. The wreckage skill is Spidey's intrinsic meter that charges up by dealing out melee damage and avoiding enemy attacks that drain it. Once the meter is full, Spider-Man can perform a takedown on an enemy without having to stun them, even if the enemy is in the air. Both his assault and support heroics are heavily reliant on his technical expertise and gadget-making skills. His web bomb assault heroic is used to web up large groups of enemies, while his spider drone support heroic zips around the battlefield, laying down cover fire with web projectiles. Upgrades improve damage output or provide defensive bonuses like willpower regeneration and defensive armor. The ultimate heroic Wrecking Ball creates a massive ball of webs that slams into the ground, smashing enemies under it and knocking back nearby foes. Once upgraded, Intrinsic Energy auto-generates, allowing Spidey to use his wreckage skills more often. Triggering the ultimate heroic also provides a heroic buff that reduces damage and increases damage dealt. Spider-Man is a hero with the same amount of depth as our on-disc Avengers. You'll be able to collect up to 40 new outfits, including these. Spider-Man's unique personality is captured in over 20 emotes you can unlock. Many of these can be earned through gameplay, but players can also purchase cosmetics of their favorite heroes. Our first year has brought great changes to our story and the Avengers initiative. Our journey began with Kamala's single-player story and advanced with both Kate and Clint operations, and our War for Wakanda expansion. Our roster continues to grow, creating exciting and better experiences for teams of players to live out their heroic dreams. Now it's time for you and your crew to test your mettle against Claw, and for PlayStation players to take your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for a spin. As always, thank you for telling us what you think. Make sure to visit playavengers.com for our weekly blog, where you can find everything from patch notes to tips and fun content that you created. Until then, we'll see you online and in the game.